start. Yes, today is going to be very gangster today.
I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone.
Clearly she does. I guarantee it. They all think I'm nuts, and they're probably right. But we're here. We've got an awesome day. Nostradamus-like stuff. If you want anything to happen, just tell me. I will say it, and then it will happen. Things just seem to occur that way right now, and so that is amazing. Just a note of word today. This is a hard hat area. You're going to need... There are going to be truth bombs dropping. There's going to be a lot of bombs of corruption being dropped on right here. So put your hats on. It's going to suck for everybody that's not me. Remember, between the lines here with Mike Gross with a tin cap home office, and things are doing well here, mostly. I got dressed 2 days in a row. Feel slightly better. Still need some medication to get by with everything, but slightly better on that front. I did go full Thelma yesterday from Scooby-Doo and stepped on my glasses. The good news was I did fix them. So if I look crooked in any way today, I assure you I am not a judge. So that will be good as we go there. I'm going to jump into 2 or 3 things today, but mostly I'm going to focus on the corruption of a judge in Coweta County, Georgia. And that's going to be so much fun for me. Did a little bit of, scooted this from here, did a little extra decorating, just some fun right there. I can catch fish, and I got a fake degree, but I did good on my fake degree, you know what I mean? Just wanted, man, why you want to do this? And well, I like fights. I guess it makes me feel better. I like to do that, and that's my favorite thing. And so I'm going to show you the funniest thing here in the world. I'm going to show you my favorite comic strip here, and this is Poorly Drawn Lines. You can find it on Instagram. It's an awesome account by Riza Farazmand. Man, you're awesome. I absolutely love your stuff. I've got my original mouse fights. Don't have it framed yet, but I'm going to get it up soon. But here is the strip. The mouse tells the snail he keeps getting into fights. The snail says you should stop. Mouse thinks about it and then puts up his fists. And so, yeah, you should quit getting into fights. And that's how it goes. I love that. He's also got a desktop calendar, which I love it. And the desktop calendar is the name of, also goes by the book. The mouse has a plan. He says everything is going according to the plan. What's the plan? Hope it all works out. No better plan than that for me. So, but we're going to jump into some stuff here, mostly in the state of Georgia still. Thanks everybody for the comments yesterday, the positive stuff and the views. I really appreciate it. If other people reached out to me, I've got amazing friends and people around me, and that's so. People that worry about, people don't have anybody to reach out to them or anything like that. Man, I'm very lucky and have that, and I cool. Don't know what I did to deserve all that, but absolutely glad that people reach out and care about stuff, and big fun difference in people who don't have it. But so let's get into Georgia yesterday. Apparently back in last year or something, a Georgia state senator insulted the Speaker of the House, and so they banned him from coming in there. Now, I mean, you go back to the days in the Washington, Congress up there, and you all saw the history book image, where they're hitting each other with sticks and got in a fight. I mean, that was lawmaking. You didn't ban somebody because they insulted you, like got in there and fought, but that's different. But speaking of fighting, the guy that they didn't want him to come in, they did throw him to the ground. And so, I got to figure out how to make this, like I said, going to grow here and figure out how to make things work, but they did, throw the guy to the ground yesterday, right there, right in front of the Georgia State Police. And what did the Georgia State Police do? They arrested the guy that got thrown down. And so that is why qualified immunity has to end. These just following orders pigs, like, you cannot do that. Their qualified immunity needs to come out. All these people need to start personally being sued. They lose that qualified immunity. How can you violate someone's rights this way? A duly elected official, and he gets assaulted. The other guy is not charged. He goes to jail. Okay? Just absolutely amazing, and I don't know how that happens. Part of that's got to be the culture of corruption with Brian Kemp, that dirtbag, and Brad Raffensperger, who is absolutely, just a man, one of the worst human beings on earth. I've got worse than that today, so it's okay. We don't have to worry about him being the worst, but he's really terrible. And that was Colton Moore, like I said, a Georgia State senator, and then the Georgia State Patrol arrested him. There was some, I just don't understand. I get in there and look at it on Twitter, and then I go down the Twitter holes and things like that. And, same thing back on there, Twitter at, Mike of Arabia on there. I got to figure out what the whole thing was. I can't remember it again, but that's bad. I'm going to move quick, though. I just wanted to, show some of the corruption in Georgia, because that was certainly one of the problems right there. We're going to close that. But so, anyway, I want to jump into something else real quick, because it's, it'll just be real quick. But there was a gentleman, in Texas, so some lady passed off a fake check, right? And so she decided she was going to run. And so when she ran, they're like, you know what? Police chase. Let's do this. Let's endanger everyone on the roadway for a bad check. Now on, listen, you can't write those. That's fine. But is this an offense that we have to chase people down and endanger the public? And you know where they live, like, you can find them. You can go and, round them up later without having to endanger the public over a fake check. So anyway, they take off, run around, chase her through the car. She ends up going the wrong way. Like, why are we making, a deadly offense out of something that's just, minor? It doesn't matter. And so takes off, she's going down the wrong way. And anyway, old boy ends up, police officer ends up dead from the chase. And, just like, hey, if you just let him go and rounded him up later, like, that was the entire theme of Rambo. Colonel Troutman's like, hey, if you just let him go, you can pick him up in Portland, working in the car wash, and be easy. Nobody gets hurt. But these idiots just have to do that. Like, your authority, and I'll show some more things on the authority of police when you don't, do immediately what they say. It's very amusing. I got something on that coming up too. It's gonna be very fun. But it's intolerable that they risk the general populations. And in Coweta County, they do chases all the time. I've got this, and so I'm gonna do some FOIA requests on all the chases they've done up there, and the amount of speed reached in those chases and the final outcomes, because these traffic stops, you're just using them for road piracy, and you get someone and then they endanger everybody when you could have just rounded them up somewhere else later. So let them go. There's no reason to endanger, the general populace. One went by the school, like, one day they had to lock the school down, where if they'd have just let the guy go, they could have picked him up later. But so there was a big worry about it and everything. And so that is, one of the big things there. I don't understand it, but let him go. And so now it's time to roll into yesterday. One thing I picked up here, that I always enjoy pointing out is you can always, judge a man by the quality of his enemies, is, what Oscar Wilde said, and I love having my enemies. Very entertaining to me. And so Yesterday I completed this, video at 1:12 in the afternoon. So just for a timestamp here, just everybody can see that I am basically Nostradamus in how I get stuff. And I've got an entire stack here of stuff to read to you. That will be interesting, but we'll get to what started this right here because, as I say, everyone corrupt, all these officers, all the judges, everybody. And so here we go. The Coweta County prison warden was arrested for domestic violence. So Mr. Big Policeman, somebody at home maybe asserted their rights, and he's like, Constitution bad, beat them. And so he was arrested. Larry Charles Clifton, the warden of Coweta County Prison and Work Release Center, was arrested for that. Charged with simple battery under the Family Violence Act. Okay? Now, if you do that, you normally go to jail. You're sitting there for a while. You got to pay to bond out. But this guy's a sovereign citizen. They don't have the same things as everybody else. He was released on his own recognizance. No money, no anything. Immediately just released on his own recognizance. And then they put him on administrative leave. So why are police officers in this instance treated different for an offense, that is there? I saw this story at 6:47 yesterday evening, and then on top of that, I was just like, I knew like essentially what happened at that point. I was like, oh man, let me do some research here and see who let this guy out, what happened, because like I said in the video yesterday, Stokely, I'm coming for you. I said I was going to bring pain, and that's what's going to happen. So I wasn't allowed to comment on the story at 6:47 when it came out. They said it to not be able to comment for various reasons, probably because I've said, anti-police things on that sector before, maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, after that, I found a link where I could comment on it, and thankfully I did. And so I went on there and stated, I bet that old dirtbag Judge Stokely let him out with no bond. He stated in open court how he hated women and then told another guy on another day that he would violate his rights because his attorney couldn't make it. Biggest coward I ever met. And so just a quick brief there. I know Stokely here through, taking charges against people. Not me. I'm a great citizen. I don't do anything wrong against the law. I believe in the country and that people should be held accountable for the crimes they commit. And I was forced to learn everything. I learned the Georgia magistrate court system, the open records, everything. I learned slowly on my own and went in there. I've got some great videos. I'll get some more. I've got some more of them next time I'm up there of me in court. Pretty great performances, if I say myself. Like looking back and reviewing them, they were just awesome. I went and did very well in it, and it was very amusing. But so I say that, and I'm just walking around the house. I'm like, oh, that was pretty much forgot about it. And then it happened at 9:41 last night. Old dirtbag Stokely responded. He says, Mike Gross, nope, wasn't me. No apostrophes. Glad I can give you something to talk about. Best thing is, as long as I'm around, maybe the world won't notice you as much. And this is just in response to a citizen exercising his First Amendment right to criticize his government. And this person, as a judge, decides this is what they are going to do. This is, this is amazing. I cannot believe that this is that. So my ask I put out yesterday is I would like to have the courthouse and everything just flooded with calls asking them why a citizen, one person, who's really, so you don't like First Amendment rights, like, look at this, I'm a decorated American citizen who's dedicated his life to one things that are correct, right? And I catch more fish than him too, I guarantee it. And so the world won't notice you as much. What in the world does that even mean? So I would love to have calls and emails going into the courthouse. I'm going to put out the number here several times in this, but the number to the magistrate's office is 770-254-2610. Again, that's 770-254-2610. And his email, I'll also link it in the bottom here after I post this, will be rstokely, STOKELY, at Coweta, COWETA.GA.US. So I asked this judge, what's your problem? Why do you dislike this, decorated 20-year veteran who's never done anything wrong and has only came in to have wrongs righted for people who have committed crimes? And he seems to have such a huge problem with that from the very moment. I don't know what it is. I think, like I said, it started off with he hated women. And then, we just kept going from there. And I won't back down from anyone. We'll go over some of that later. But again, the number is 770-254-2610. Maybe figure out, call, ask why. I'd love to have, share it with your friends. Have them ask why. Why are we treating people this way? As a judge, and I'm gonna go on. I got a couple more things to read here. I, of course, oh Lord, Duke's barking. I've got to pause this. I'm really sorry. God dang it. Okay, hang on. I gotta pause. Pause.